Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, my beautiful hot messes. My name is Mistress Lavender, and today I'm reading The Art of Seduction by Robert Greene. I am on page 189 on chapter 23, Master the Art of the Bold Move. Before we begin, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and turn your post notifications on. Duh. I'm serious. Turn them on. Subscribe. Follow me. Thank you. Master the Art of the Bold Move. A moment has arrived. Your victim clearly desires you, but is not ready to admit it openly, let alone act on it. This is the time to throw aside chivalry, kindness, and coquetry, and to overwhelm with a bold move. Don't give the victim time to consider the consequences, create conflict, stir up tension, so that the bold move comes as a great release. Showing hesitation and awkwardness means you are thinking of yourself, as opposed to being overwhelmed by the victim's charms. Never hold back or meet the target halfway, under the belief that you are being correct or considerate. You must be seductive now, not political, period. One person must go on the offense, and it is you. Think of seduction as a world you enter, a world that is separate and distant from the real world. The rules are different here. What works in daily life can have the opposite effect in seduction. The real world features a democratizing, leveling impulse in which everything has to seem at least something like equal. An overt imbalance of power, an overt desire for power, will stir envy and resentment. We learn to be kind and polite, at least on the surface. Even those who have power generally try to act humble and modest. They do not want to offend. In seduction, on the other hand, you can throw all of that out. Revel in your dark side, inflict a little pain. In some ways, be more yourself. Your naturalness in this respect will prove seduction in itself. The problem is that after years of living in the real world, we lose the ability to be ourselves. We become timid, humble, overpolite. Your task is to regain some of your childhood qualities, to root out all of this false humility, and the most important quality to recapture is boldness. No one is born timid. Timidity is a protection we developed. If we never stick our necks out, if we never try, we will never have to suffer the consequences of failure or success. If we are kind and unobstructive, no one will be offended. In fact, we will seem saintly and likable, in which timid people are often self-absorbed, obsessed with the way people see them, and not at all saintly. And humility may have its social uses, but it is deadly in seduction. You need to be able to play the humble saint at times. It is a mask you wear, but in seduction, take it off. Boldness is bracing, erotic, and actually necessary to bring the seduction to its conclusion. Done right, it tells your targets that they have made you lose your normal restraint and give them license to do so as well. People are yearning to have a chance to play out the repressed sides of their personality. At the final stage of the seduction, boldness eliminates any awkwardness or doubts. In a dance, two people cannot lead. One takes over, sweeping the other along. Seduction is not allegorian, it is not a harmonic convergence. Holding back at the end out of fear of offending or thinking is correct to share the power is a recipe for disaster. This is an arena not for politics but for pleasure. It can be by the man or woman, but a bold move is required. If you are so concerned with the other person, console yourself with the thought that the pleasure of the person who surrenders is often greater than that of the aggressor. The bold move should come as a pleasant surprise, but not too much of a surprise. Learn to read the sign that the target is falling for you. His or her manner toward you will change. It will be more pliant, with more words and gestures mirroring yours. Yet there will still be a touch of nervousness and uncertainty inwardly. They have given into you, but they do not expect a bold move. This is the time to strike. If you wait too long, to the point where they consciously desire and expect you to make a move, it loses the piquancy of coming as a surprise. You want a degree of tension and ambivalence, so that the move represents a great release. Their surrender will reveal tension like a long-awaited summer storm. Don't Plan your bold move in advance. It cannot seem calculated. Wait for the opportune moment. Be attentive to favorable circumstances. This will give you room to improvise and go with the movement, which will heighten the impression you want to create of being suddenly overwhelmed by desire. If you ever sense that the victim is expecting the bold move, take a step back. Lull them into a false sense of security, then strike. Your bold move should have a theatrical quality to it that will make it memorable and make your aggressiveness seem pleasant. Part of the drama. The theatrically could come from the setting, an exotic or sensual location. It can come from your actions. An element of fear someone might find you, say, will heighten attention. Remember, you are creating a moment that must stand out from the sameness of daily life. Keeping your targets emotional will both weaken them and heighten the drama of the moment. And the best way to keep them in an emotional pitch is by infecting them with emotions of your own. People are very susceptible to the moods of those around them. This is particularly acute at the latter stages of the seduction. When resistance is low and the target has fallen under your spell, at the point of the bold move, learn to infect your target with whatsoever emotional mood you require, as opposed to suggesting the mood with words. You want access to your target's unconscious, which is best obtained by infecting them with emotions, bypassing their conscious ability to resist. It may seem expected for the male to make the bold move, but history is full of successfully bold females. There are two main forms of feminine boldness. In the first, more traditional form, the coquettish woman stirs male desire, is completely in control. Then at the last second, after bringing her victim to a boil, steps back and lets him make the bold move. She sets it up, then signals with her eyes, her gestures, that she is ready for him. Courtesans have used this method throughout history. This lets the man maintain his masculine illusions, although the woman is really the aggressor. The second form of feminine boldness does not bother with such illusions. The woman simply takes charge, initiates the first kiss, pounces on her victim. Many men find it not emasculating at all, but very exciting. It all depends on the insecurities and proclivities of the victim. This kind of feminine boldness has the allure because it is more rare than the first kind. But then all boldness is somewhat rare. A bold move will always stand out compared to the usual treatment afforded by the tepid husband, the timid lover, the hesitant suitor. That is how you want it. If everyone were bold, boldness would quickly lose its allure. The symbol, the summer storm. The hot days follow one another, with no end in sight. The earth is parched and dry. Then there comes a stillness in the air, thick and oppressive, the calm before the storm. Suddenly, gusts of the wind arrive, and flashes of lightning, exciting and frightening, allowing no time to react or run for shelter. The rain comes, and brings with it a sense of release at last. I'm stopping there, 195. The next chapter will be 196, chapter 24, Beware the Aftermath. Again, my name is Mistress Lavender. I'm reading the Art of Seduction. I'm reading something mine. And yeah, I like this book, and I hope you do too. Have a great day, stay safe, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm so serious. Like now. You're welcome.